This is the Holy Stone HS600D drone, and I'm sharing a straight-to-the-point take that focuses on how it actually performs, what the specs mean in everyday use, and whether it fits what you want to do. The HS600D is the 3-axis gimbal version of Holy Stone's larger foldable drone. Don't confuse it with the HS600, which only has a 2-axis gimbal. That third axis matters because it stabilizes yaw, the left-right swivel, so your horizon stays level and your turns look smoother on video. Key features that stand out on paper are the Sony f.3-inch sensor with 48 megapixel photos, 4K 30 FPS video to the SD card, electronic image stabilization on top of the gimbal, the long advertised 20,000 feet transmission via a wired relay remote, a hefty 603 grams takeoff weight, and a claimed 40 minutes per battery with 2 batteries in the box. It also has built-in remote ID, so in the US it meets FAA requirements without an extra module. In my opinion, this spec list is designed to catch your eye if you're comparing against pricier models that usually cost a lot more once you add a second battery in a case. From my experience evaluating owner footage, logs, and long-term feedback, the setup routine is simple but a bit more hands-on than premium drones. Powering on the drone and relay remote takes about 40 seconds to connect. I often see a compass calibration prompt on startup. That means spinning the drone horizontally, then vertically for a few seconds. It's quick, but it pops up more often than I'd like, especially near concrete or metal. The gimbal initialization wants a flat surface and no gimbal cover attached. Also, the small front landing legs need flipping down before takeoff. None of this is hard. It's just a touch more checklist driven. Once in the air, stability is the HS600D's best trait. The 603 guy weight, brushless motors, and GPS hold keep it parked in place even when the breeze picks up. If you've ever tried to hover a sub-250 grind drone in gusts, you'll appreciate how this one resists getting pushed around. Controls feel smooth, though not quite as locked in or precise as the feel you get from top-tier brands. Response is predictable and friendly for someone stepping up from beginner gear, and beginner mode plus one-button return to home takes some stress out of early flights. RTH works in a few ways. You can trigger it manually, it triggers on signal loss, and it can trigger on low battery. If you fly indoors, the downward sensors provide basic positioning, but indoor hovering can still wander more than a high-end indoor vision system. Think of those sensors as a helper, not a guarantee. On flight time, the marketing says up to 40 minutes per battery. In my opinion, it's better to plan for 23 to 25 minutes per battery in normal conditions, a bit less in cold or windy weather. The gap isn't unique to Holy Stone. Up to numbers are lab best case with minimal hovering, warm temps, and no wind. The batteries self-discharge for longer life when stored, which is a nice touch. 2 batteries in the kit makes a big difference because you end up with close to 45 to 50 minutes of real flying in a single outing without paying extra. The camera is the big reason people pick this drone. It records 4K at 30 FPS to the SD card, and the live view to your phone is 720p. That live feed is fine for framing. Don't judge final sharpness from it. The 3-axis gimbal plus EIS delivers smooth video most of the time, especially in straight flight and gentle turns. Pan quickly and you may see the horizon drift or lean, which hints the gimbal could use tighter calibration. Color leans cool under overcast skies and snow, so blues can look a little heavy. Bright, sunny scenes look better. For casual travel and landscape clips, the footage is totally usable and looks stable enough for social media or a basic edit. It's perfect for someone who wants nice-looking 4K video without spending premium money and without learning complex manual camera controls. Still photos are where the HS600D treads water. You get up to 48 megapixel JPEGs, but there's no RAW option, and you don't get deep manual control. JPEG only means the camera processes the image for you, which can add sharpening and noise reduction you might not want. In lower light or flat, gray conditions, fine detail can look smudged, and noise shows up quicker than the megapixel count suggests. The sensor size is common for this price range, but the image pipeline leans toward convenience over control. If you love editing or want flexible dynamic range, you'll miss RAW. If you just want quick snapshots that look fine on a phone, it's okay. The HS Fly app is serviceable with a clean layout, but there are quirks. Panorama stitches a low-resolution composite to your phone rather than saving full-res source frames to the card, which limits editing later. Vertical shooting is handy for shorts, though the UI to switch feels clunky. Time-lapse is fun, but exposure shifts can creep in if the lighting changes. A small but important habit: stop recording to the SD card before powering down to avoid corrupted files. Also use a fast U3 card and format it in the app to cut down on errors. Transmission range and control feel are better than basic Wi-Fi drones thanks to the wired relay setup. Your phone plugs into the relay remote by cable, and the drone links wirelessly to that relay. It gives you stronger, more stable video than old-school Wi-Fi direct. In clear, open areas, it reaches far enough for any legal visual line-of-sight flight. Around buildings or in busy 2.4-5.8 GHz environments, expect normal drops or brief pixelation, just like most consumer systems. The remote itself is light, a bit plasticky, but comfortable, with a simple LCD readout for signal, GPS, and battery that's genuinely helpful. I like that the sticks stow away and the phone mount is top-mounted for balance. On reliability, experiences vary. Many users report smooth sessions with clean RTH and steady hovers. Others report odd behavior like drifting, toilet bowling after compass trouble, or a sudden flyaway that needs RTH to bail them out. In my opinion, that spread points to firmware sensitivity and manufacturing variability. Tight calibrations, open sky GPS lock, and avoiding reinforced concrete or vehicles at takeoff go a long way. Holy Stone support has a solid reputation for quick replacements when something goes sideways, which eases the worry. But it's still better not to need replacement at all. A few quality of life notes help early flights go smoother. Unfold the arms fully and flip down the front landing legs so the gimbal has clearance. Pop off the gimbal protector before powering on. Let the gimbal finish its startup dance on a truly flat surface. Do the compass calibration outdoors, away from metal. Check RTH altitude in the app so it clears trees and power lines in your area. And make sure you're registered and remote ID compliant where required. The HS600D has remote ID built in, and at 603 grams, it isn't a light category drone, so rules apply. It's perfect for someone stepping up from a toy grade or beginner drone who wants smoother 4K video, better wind handling, and a full kit with 2 batteries and a case. If you're mainly a video hobbyist, the 3-axis gimbal and EIS deliver the goods, and the wired relay link gives you confidence at distance. From my experience with footage and reports, still photographers looking for raw and consistent detail across lighting conditions will feel limited. If you live and die by reliable automated modes like quick shots, orbit, and more complex tracking, you might find them hit or miss here. The basics work. The fancy stuff needs more polish. I'd recommend this for intermediate pilots who value manual flying and stable video more than smart tricks, who want to explore bigger landscapes without worrying that a small breeze will ruin the shot, and who prefer an all-in-one package at a fair price. If you want the most refined flight feel, the most dependable subject tracking, or pro-grade photo flexibility, you'll likely aim higher and pay more. In conclusion, the Holy Stone HS600D drone nails the fundamentals that matter for casual video: a true 3-axis gimbal, decent 4K footage, strong wind resistance, long practical flight time across 2 batteries, and a controller that keeps you informed. The trade-offs are real: JPEG-only stills, occasional color casts, horizon drift in fast pans, inconsistent advanced flight modes, and an app that needs a bit more love. In my opinion, if your priority is smooth 4K clips and you're comfortable flying manually with GPS safety nets, this drone is worth a look. If your priority is bulletproof software and robust creative controls, this won't replace a premium rig, but it's a solid, budget-friendly step up from basic gear. If this video helped, hit subscribe and drop your questions or your own HS600D tips in the comments so others can learn from your experience. Thank you for watching.